and strong. I mountain bike a
Yep.
lot. I surf, snowboard, do a lot of different stuff. So, I stay active, and golf has been frustrating for me because
Yeah.
I've always considered myself a halfway decent athlete, but I think my mom could probably golf better than me. But I don't know, that's
Yeah, golf is a game that it can go past the usual age of most sports. So hey,
yeah, I'm hoping it does for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's good to hear.
So this is where I usually hit.
Okay, yeah. I was wondering. So is that just like I was wondering what that was. It seemed like a park to me or something, but I'm not.
Yeah, it's just a field.
Okay.
Just like a little league, Pop Warner.
Yeah.
Baseball field.
Yep.
But I like coming out here because nobody comes here, and it's a lot less expensive than going to the range.
Yeah.
And I like hitting off the natural ground too. Just because it's more, game ready or game like.
You are correct. You are very much correct. It's very golf course specific versus the range. Very preppy.
Yeah. So I guess it kind of puts me in a good spot to practice bad lie stuff,
Yep, exactly.
And then if I get on the fairway, it's just gravy from there.
Yep. You preparing yourself for the worst. So then when you get to the golf course, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I have been hitting here for a while, and I was practicing with a guy from Ontario, like on a daily basis, where I submit, face on and down the line, and he would come back to me at night with suggestions. Yeah. And it was good, but it was real expensive. It was like $1,200 for 3 months.
Yeah.
So, I started that like in September, and it just ended September. And I'm like, I could have signed up for more, but it's going to be hard to do anything for the next couple months.
Yeah.
Because just the winter,
Yep. Yep. Right.
So, I figured, I went on looking and I found you. And yeah, I was just hoping we could, get me going.
Yep, for sure. You have a. I can tell you have an athletic background. Did you play what sports did you play? I know you said mountain biking, but did you play any sports like when you were younger?
Yeah, I played baseball and football.
Yep.
Those were my two games, that, I played all the way through, like a little bit of college baseball.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's mostly what I've done. That's, I think where I got my swing mostly from baseball.
And
I still play softball, but
yeah,
so
that's actually good where we're on that, because I know you were talking about with the with the other coach where he was talking about like keeping your elbows together in the sense. That. So as a what position did you play as a baseball player? What was your main position?
Center field.
Center field, okay. But I'm assuming you were a pretty good hitter, right?
Yeah, I was pretty decent hitter. I had pretty good power for not being such a big guy back then.
Yep.
Now, I'm like around 5'10", 5'11", about 210.
Yeah.
And softball, I can still drive it pretty good.
Yep. So, how's it going, guys? When you take a look across my content, with all my different students, you may notice that some things that I have them do or what I may say seem kind of funky. However, with that, the key to understand is that it is personalized for them. So, how do you get to the point of understanding what you need to change personally for you instead of worrying about certain changes that another person makes and trying to copy it and it doesn't work for you? Well, the key to understand is that you need a diagnosis. So, with that, I will be doing an assessment along with an evaluation before making certain changes within your golf game. So, if you're ready to get assessed and get things personalized for you to improve your golf game, comment down below, assess, and let's get started. That's good.
Yeah. But,
So so that's interesting. So let's think about this. So when you're like setting up to go hit, right? Say hitting a home run, in comparison to like having your elbows together, what's your original setup at bat at the plate when you're about to hit? What do you think your setup is?
They're far apart, actually. I
Yeah.
mean, my right elbow is, even further apart than my golf swing, I guess.
Yep.
At my golf swing's furthest distance throughout the backswing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
My baseball is, further.
Yep.
Further apart.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then thinking about that, when the pitch comes to you, right, and then you step forward, what happens with the bat naturally as you step forward?
I think it drops a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it drops. So, yeah, kind of get down on the level of the pitch,
Yep, exactly. And are you thinking about that, though?
No.
Right. So it's so funny a lot of times that because I've ran into this a lot, how people teach, like, I've ran into it too throughout my golf time, that of keeping the elbows together, keeping the elbows tucked, right? However, in every other sport, like baseball, football, even you can discus and shot put, things like that. Every time the elbow is in a position where we can call it, say, across the line, they want to call it, right? However, people don't think about, like, especially for you and me as athletes, if I'm trying to apply speed, right, and then I'm stepping forward, there's no way when I start here that it's gonna stay in the same position when I come down, right?
Right.
When I step, it's too dynamic. Versus if I have it here, right? So say if I have it, just let me stand up a little bit so you can see. So go right here. So if I have it here, right? So if I have a baseball bat like this, right? And then I step, now it shallows naturally without me doing nothing.
Right.
So I think a lot of times I was thinking about this the other day too. A lot of times with golf, that we look at the reaction of what happens without knowing what the cause is. So a lot of times people try to formulate what the reaction is, which is this, as the cause, which is wrong. Because then from here, what happens is, because just like a baseball bat with the golf club, right, it's heavy on the end of it. So because of that, if I'm here, right, then as I step, then now that's when it gets steep.
Right.
Just because of how much force we're applying forward to try to hit a baseball or a golf ball. So I can see, like, within your swing, naturally, I can see you still have that baseball background with it, having it here. However, I can see from before how you were trying to keep the elbows together. But long story short, we're going to try to get you back into that same position of baseball. So at the backswing. But the only difference is, right, I tell people this a lot. The only difference is between baseball and golf, right? So with baseball, right, I'm just sitting here, right? So that's not me completing my backswing, right?
Right.
So literally all the golf swing is this position, except just more turn.
Yeah, right.
There's nothing, because basically with baseball, we don't have to create the load, right? Because we just here. With golf, we're starting from this ground position, so I have to create the turn. But all it is just a little bit of extra turn without having to change any elbow inclination or anything, which is going to produce more speed for you too. So
more stretch of the muscle.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because naturally our muscles, just like with football, this is stretched out, right? So just like if I'm doing like a bicep curl, if I stretch it, then I shorten it. That's how muscles work. So same thing in this position. If I stretch it here, then it wants to shorten. So that shortened position will be back to shallow. However, if I'm already here, right? If I'm already stretched to here, then if I'm already stretched to here like this, with the mass of the club, then it's gonna tip back this way.
Yeah, steep.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all a matter of basically knowing how our body naturally works and just working with it instead of trying to like fight it. Especially now, if I was swinging 2 miles per hour like this, then okay, I can get away with that. Like if I'm hitting like a chip shot, but if I'm hitting the iron trying to hit it over 170 yards, there's no way I can keep my elbow in this position.
Yeah.
Now, some people may feel that, however, but like if they like too excessive, but in a sense, even then they can get away with it just by increasing turn, and then it'll work out for them. So it's just a matter of one, how our body naturally works instead of trying to fight it. So,
okay.
Yep.